Hello, my name is Kennedy, and welcome to Serenity Vapor Lounge. Alright, the Caliburn Explorer. Now, full transparency, I have had and have been using this device for about 3 days now, but to be honest, there was a bit of a learning curve. I've been in the industry for a long time, and most pod devices have been more or less the same thing, pretty universal all around, and this is one of the first times that we've really had a device where there have been not only new settings available, but also new ways to utilize a device. So I really wanted to get used to the settings, see what each one feels like before I really delve in and let you guys know not only how the device performs, but give you a good idea of how to really use it. Now, one of my favorite built-in features of not only this device but also the pod is they included a new way to let you control the airflow. So as per usual with Caliburn devices, you've got your usual air holes on each side. Obviously, since there are two sides of the pod, you have two individual airflow holes that you can end up covering if you need it tighter. But what they also did is, so on the actual pod itself, you've got that little bridge between the coils. On one side it's a little bit smaller, and on one side it's a little bit bigger. And if you look into those holes, you can see that there are dash marks. And then if you look on the inside of the Caliburn itself, so you've got that little notch right there. If you put the bigger half of the bridge over that, then you get more airflow. If you put the smaller half, you get less airflow. And I think that's really cool, especially for a lot of pod style devices. Airflow has kind of been like a you get what you get situation. So I like that they've added that, and it really, I can tell you right now, the difference between the more airflow and the less airflow is a big jump. I do think that this device is powerful enough to be able to comfortably run Freebase, and I would definitely suggest the higher airflow if you plan on using Freebase or even mixing Saltnik with Freebase. I don't think for most people, for most consumers, the higher airflow is going to be a comfortable hit if you are only using Saltniks. The settings in here are actually really simple, so you don't have to hold it down or click it before each hit or anything like that. All you have to do is hit a setting button once, and then you'll be good to go. So up is going to be both sides of the pod firing simultaneously, and then you'll see it flashes right there. You've got the right half of your pod hitting. You've got them taking turns, so one hit will fully be one half of the pod, and then the second hit will be the other half of the pod, and then you've got your left side, and then you can hit it as many times as you want. You won't have to reset it. So I'm gonna fill this real quick. The pod is definitely very large. Obviously, being able to hold 4 milliliters, it's got to be pretty big. So it does come pre-installed with both a 0.8 and a 1.2 coil. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the mix of ohms, but honestly, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's very comfortable, and to be honest, I've been vaping for a long time. I can't even really tell the difference. I can't tell that, if I use a 1.0 pod and then a 0.8, I'll definitely know the difference, but them both firing at the exact same time, can't really tell much of a difference as far as one flavor coming in stronger or anything like that. But just so you know, if you do end up picking up this device, it does come pre-installed with one of each, and then it comes with an extra of both. Alright, so I went to go get a paper towel and get a fresh set of gloves, but we did get that one half filled, and then I'm going to fill the other half. You'd be surprised how many weird mixes go well together. For me personally, I'm a huge mint fan, so anything just like regular mint, I'll vape anything with it. So I've been continuously excited. This has been one of the biggest things for me about why I've been excited about this device from the jump, is simply because I really like mint, and I do like fruits, but they never feel mentholy enough for me. So having the option to have half of the pod be fully mint, or, you know, just like your standard menthol or anything like that, to the point where I can kind of boost the menthol that may come in a fruity mix, is really, really dope. I will say it is incredibly hard to fill a pod and also get it in perfect camera frame. Alright, there we go. Very excited to have two juices that I actually know that I like in here. Alright, now let's talk about the consumer. Like I was saying before, I really like mints and I really like menthols, but I also like fruities at some point. So I really like the option to have either a mint or just a straight menthol to mix with a fruity to give it that kick of menthol. I think it's really great for folks who are a little bit indecisive on their juices. If you're constantly going back and forth between two fruits, or a mint and a fruity, or even a couple of desserts, this is a solid option. It gives you an opportunity to mix juices that otherwise you really wouldn't be able to. It gives you an opportunity to have a change with every hit, or to knock out one side of the pod and then go for the other. Either way, the capacity is so high, it's hard to deny that it could benefit anyone. Even if you filled both sides of the pod with the exact same juice, I really believe that even just looking at the capacity of the pod is a solid option. I know our A3 that we carry in store, that is our, you know, really our go-to suggestion for pod devices. It can run freebase. I've had customers go both ways. It's not designed for it. Definitely not designed for any freebase juice, but I have had customers come in and get it and use it and they say it's fine, and others run into all of the issues that you would anticipate. So overall, I think this is a great device for so many different people. It gives consumers an option, and more than anything, I think it's really encouraging that, you know, for the first time in quite a while in the industry, there is a new kind of device out. You know, we went from, I think the last major shift was really, you know, box mods to pod devices, box mods to salt nic, and then, you know, we had the salt nic to disposable, and then there have been, you know, new kinds of devices in the sense of, you know, you had your different chips in your box mods, and with your pod devices you have different brands coming out with them and different kinds of coils and everything like that. But I think this is, you know, looking at how the industry is going so salt nic heavy, I think that this is, in my opinion and from what I've seen, one of the first pod style devices that have really switched it up and offered something new. I think a lot of people are surprised by the size, but when you consider the battery that it takes in order to be able to properly run it, as well as just needing space for 4 milliliters of juice, it's really not that bad. It's not too far off from the standard A3 or A2 or even your G series Caliburn. I think, you know, it is a little bit wider and it is a little bit taller, but it feels very comfortable in the hand. It doesn't feel overwhelming. I think it's a solid design, and for being able to fit as much as they've been able to in this device, it's honestly pretty sleek. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a good hit. I am hitting both at the same time, and then I'll take a puff of each side. I don't really see a decrease in you know, hit strength or anything like that when I'm switching from modes, but that way you guys have an example of kind of, you know, what's going on and everything like that. So like I said, I am going to be on the both hit. Yeah, that is really solid. This device continues to impress me, and I'm really stoked to continue to use it. I'm going for just the right side. I did not pay any attention to what juice was on what side, so it's a surprise to me. Do the other side. And again, it's just one click. You don't have to hold it down or anything like that. Other than that, it's just auto draw. So that banana flavor comes in really well. And then I'm going to do the alternating hits. I haven't been using this one very much. I do like just having the mix of flavors, but I know that it is a great option for a lot of people as well. So again, when you do the alternating flavors, one full hit is going to be one flavor, and then one full hit is going to be the other flavor. I think that's a really solid option for those who are indecisive with their flavors. You know, you can have two that you really like and go back and forth, and especially if they're different flavors, like say one is a fruity, one is a desserty, it really gives you that option to switch and not get that vapor's tongue that we're all afraid of and all aware of. So it was fully mint. Yeah, it's solid. Overall, I continue to be impressed with this device. I think they did a really good job. I found out about this when there was only one video on the internet. It wasn't even released on Caliburn's site or anything like that. So luckily I was pretty early on to really find out about this device. And I've been super stoked ever since the first day that I saw that video. So I think it's a really great option for pretty much everyone on the market, regardless of what you're vaping or anything like that. I think it provides a new option for so many different scenarios. It's hard to pass up. I'm really excited to get these in stores. I'm really excited to be able to offer it to customers, especially those who are looking for a pod style device size, but something that can comfortably run freebase. I really do think it has the power to run freebase quite comfortably, especially with that up in power compared to like the A3 or the AK3. Again, I do have some customers that make it work, but it's really not designed for it. If you've tried the Caliburn Explorer, please let me know what you think. I am just super stoked. I'm super pleased with the design, how it functions, everything like that. It's very smooth, it's very comfortable. It's a solid option. I've been a big UL fan for a minute now. My daily user is an AK3, so it's exciting to have not only a new kind of device, but a new kind of device from a company that I do use every day, and I really believe they put out good products. So that is it for me today. Again, my name is Kennedy. This is Serenity Vapor Lounge. Drop us a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to our channel, more reviews, advice, everything like that coming out soon. And until then, stay cloudy, PDX.